Hi everyone, Brittany here with the Thomas Group and Love Local Real Estate, your local Las Vegas and Henderson realtors. And today I will be giving you some of my inside tips and tricks on my favorite things to do in Las Vegas so you can do it like a local. So number one on my list is always checking out the different parks and walking paths and hikes that Las Vegas has to offer. We're actually full of parks, these little kind of green oases in the desert. I especially love parks like this one where there's water. This is the Las Vegas Wetlands, and it's actually right in the middle of the east side of Las Vegas. It's about 15 minutes from my house. You can come here and it's very serene. It's over 3 acres of wildlife habitat with streams and ponds. You can find turtles, jackrabbits. If you're lucky, you'll see a crane or a blue heron. There's 3 miles of paved paths that you can walk. There's bike paths, and some of those bike paths actually hook up with other parks, so you can get a little tour of them. My dog loves my hobby of checking out new parks. He's usually my buddy. I didn't bring him today, but we'll always look up online, find a new path that we haven't tried, and go and see what it has to offer. And usually I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm upset that it took me so long to find it. So Las Vegas Wetlands, now you know you'll be ahead of the game. You can visit right away when you get here. My second favorite thing to do in Las Vegas is to try out all the different food options we have. Everyone knows on the Strip we have world-renowned celebrity chefs and these amazing restaurants that they bring in from all different parts of the world. But off-Strip, we have some equally great restaurants. We've got the hole-in-the-wall type bars that just have amazing food, and you're so surprised that this little spot that you've never heard of has this great food. There are the Vegas institutions that have been around forever, and I always like to try to take my time and make sure I check out all of those. And we've also got, celebrity chefs in the neighborhoods, and there's just always new places coming up. So Yelp is your best friend here in Vegas because there's constantly new food places to try. But one of my favorites, I would consider maybe an institution and hole in the wall at the same time, is the Oyster Bar at Palace Station. So most of our local casinos have oyster bars. You can get crab legs, oyster, shrimp cocktail, but the one at Palace Station has a Cajun twist, and I recommend getting their pan roast. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there is always a line. I have been there at 2 in the morning thinking I could get right in, and you cannot. So what you want to do is go before you're really hungry, send one person to the line, one person to the bar, get some drinks for the line, get a Bloody Mary, have your cocktail in line while you wait for your seat, because there's only 18 seats, and that place, round the clock, everyone wants to be there. Late night, they've got some specials, so that's a draw of going there late. Maybe your wait won't be as bad. Just be prepared that you're not going to sit right down, and the food is worth it. Number 3 on my list is still somewhat related to food. We have a Chinatown here in Las Vegas where you can find some great all-you-can-eat sushi, you can find ramen, some great Chinese spots, but the main draw to me to go there are the foot spas. They're literally every block, sometimes 2 to a block. I've been to a number of them. Again, you can always look up the reviews, but I like to find a place to eat, go to whatever foot spa is close. For usually around $40, you can get a 90-minute massage, get some hot stones. It's always a little bit different, a foot bath. You never know what you're gonna get, but it's always relaxing and it's kind of a fun experience. And for $40 for a massage, who can complain? We of course have the world-renowned spas here too, but it's just not quite the same experience as going to Chinatown, getting some good food, and finding a new foot spa. Number 4 is the West Wind Drive-In. We have a drive-in here in town, and a lot of people actually do go to it. It's very popular. They have family nights on Tuesdays, but every night of the week it's first-run movies. You see a double feature. I think it's $7 to see 2 movies, which is cheaper than seeing 1 movie in a regular theater. I like that you can control the sound. If you're sitting in your car, you can talk a little bit. They don't mind if you bring in your own food. I like to pick up some takeout dinner, eat dinner before the first movie, and then their on-site concessions are awesome, and I'll go get my popcorn and snacks in between for the second movie. You can bring your own drinks, and it's just a nice night out. The weather here is always so nice, so in the summer, since it's later, it's warm, but it's still doable to sit outside. My favorite is around Halloween time, see a scary movie out there. And it never really gets that cold, but you can always sit inside your car if need to be. It's just a nice change from everything else there is in the city to get outside and be under the stars and watch a movie. Staying with the theme of watching a show, number 5 is the Super Summer Theater at Spring Mountain Ranch. From the end of spring, I would say end of April, early May, through end of September, beginning of October, we have a outdoor theater under the stars at the Spring Mountain Ranch. You bring a picnic, you bring a blanket, you can rent chairs, bring chairs, and they put on 4 shows per season. There's usually 2 straight plays and 2 musicals. Even if you're not into theater, it's still a fun night just to go out because it's summertime and sit in the meadow, which is a little bit cooler at night. Sit under the stars, bring your picnic, hang out with your friends. But actually the shows are usually pretty good and I always have a great time. They do a good job. A lot of local performers here will do that if they're off of a show or in between contracts or something. So you can actually see some pretty good talent out there. And it's just a fun change up in the summer to be able to get outside and for it to be bearable. And even with kids, it's a great family night out, but without kids, it's still fun to go bring your wine and have your picnic outside. Heading to the other side of town, the Spring Mountain Ranch is near Red Rock. Going over to Mount Charleston is my next thing that I love to do. They've got hiking, there's cabins that you can rent out for the night with fireplaces and soaking tubs. There's a hotel up there. I normally go up for the day and do a hike, and then I'll take my dog and we'll sit on the back patio and eat. You can also eat inside. There's a fire there and they have live music on the weekends. If you're not a big hiker though, it's honestly beautiful just to drive up to the lodge to have lunch or have dinner surrounded by the mountains. It's a nice view. It's a beautiful drive up there. And the food is really, really good. It's just a nice change up from the desert. It's always 30 degrees cooler up there. So in the summer, it's definitely a needed escape from the 110, 120 degree days. You get a nice 85 up there and sunny, which is great with the dog for us to do hikes and have him get out of the heat. And then in the winter, we get snow up there and it's a ski resort. So people who say that they want seasons, we have them. You just got to drive up the mountain. Number 7 on my list takes us back to casinos, but to the local casinos. So the local casinos in town have your movie theaters, your bowling alleys, and kind of your things to do close to home. So one of my things that I love to do is to go bowling, and a lot of them have late night graveyard specials. You can do dollar bowling, dollar drinks. When my friends and I used to get off of shows, that's what I did for a long time before I did real estate, was we would go and do the graveyard bowling and stay out till 3 in the morning because like everything else, it's 24 hours in this town. But they also have different days of the week too with specials. One of my favorite places to bowl is actually Sam's Town. They have $2 Tuesdays, $2 drinks, $2 bowling, and actually if you see a movie, bowling is free on that night with your movie ticket. So you really can't beat it, and if you haven't bowled since you were a kid, I highly recommend getting into it again. Next on my list, we're staying at those local casinos, and each one usually has a bingo hall. And bingo runs from 9 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And I might sound like grandma telling you to go play bingo, but it's gambling. So there's cocktail waitresses in there and you're getting your comp drinks and you can have a couple cocktails, play bingo, try to win some money. Make sure you bring cash because they only take cash just like any other gaming table or slot machine. I think it starts at $7. You can get the base pack of tickets, and the more money you spend on your tickets, the more that you stand to win. People are very serious about their bingo here and the rooms can get packed. So just pay attention. Don't call bingo unless you know what game you're playing. Next on my list is the Downtown Arts District. We've got about 5 breweries, there's some tap rooms, there's tons of bars and restaurants to eat at, and it's all pretty close together. So if you go downtown and park somewhere nearby, you can pretty much walk everywhere after that. So it's a great place to bar hop, and it's kind of the closest thing we have to that downtown feel of other cities where you can just get out and kind of walk around. There's a lot of art galleries, antique stores, which I always liked getting a piece or two for my house to give it that old Vegas feel. They're kind of just fun to walk around too to see what they've got. But that's where you'll find the locals going out at night to get some food, get some drinks. Is usually either the downtown art district or also even Fremont East, similar type feel. It's a bunch of bars and restaurants all in a row that you can park somewhere, and everything's in walkable distance once you're down there. Number 10 on my list is the live entertainment. And yes, everyone knows that the Las Vegas Strip is filled with shows and performances of all kinds, but even off Strip in the local bars, the local casinos, you'll find a lot of times free live entertainment in the different lounges that they have to offer. Just buy a drink or two and enjoy the live singing, the band, and you don't really get that in a lot of other places. Almost every night of the week you can see live entertainment. Thank you for joining me today at the Las Vegas Wetlands and listening to all my favorite things to do here in Las Vegas. I hope that you heard some things that interest you. And if you enjoyed this video, take a second and please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our great content. If you or someone you know is interested in moving to Las Vegas, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or one of my team at thethomasgrouplv.com. We are here to help and we offer free consultations. See you next time.